Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. And it was in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. I was watching, parts of this redacted clip. It says, shock time travel is real. And here's how it works. Government has been hiding it. Now, he goes into how government have perfected, well, I won't say perfected, but they figured out time travel, which I don't believe they have. Or to some degree, they may have figured out how to manipulate some things, but I don't think that you can't necessarily manipulate time as far as going futuristic or going back into the past, because Esau would have added more days into his kingdom. And as it tells us in the book of Job, that his days are determined, his bounds, he cannot go beyond, or he cannot pass his particular bounds. So with that being said, Esau was trying to figure out how to manipulate time. And ultimately, he's trying to be the Most High. Okay, because as I mentioned, if he was able to conquer time travel, then he will add another fucking 1,000 years to his kingdom. And we clearly know that the Most High is the one that controls time, because he operates outside of time. Okay, Esau is on the time clock, just like we are, being of this mortal flesh, being within this third dimensional realm. He's bound by time, because no matter how many inventions he comes up with, his witty inventions, or no matter if he's experiencing some type of time lapse, whatever, he's not going to be able to add more seconds to his rulership. It's just not going to happen, because the Lord has already have him. The Lord has him on a particular time clock, so to speak. Like it tells us in Second Esdras that the Most High, he stirs the time, like the certain measures of time, and I can find that here in a bit, because I don't want to really butcher it. But this man, he has to be taken out of power, man. Okay, because he's literally trying to operate on a level of a power or of a god. And that's not within his jurisdiction, okay? Because Esau is nothing more but a mere man. All right? So let's see this. I'm going to look this up. Have they figured? And that's how you know we at the end. Figured out time travel. And the question is no. Okay, so it says no, time travel has not been discovered in the sense of traveling back and forth through time, because that's only for the Most High. Okay, like when you go into the book, I think it's in the book of, I don't know if it's, I can't remember, but when the Most High, it may have been in Joshua, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, what happened is that when we was at war, the Lord, he kept the sun up. Okay, and we battled that whole entire day, because, I mean, that was the purpose. Like the Lord, he stopped time, so to speak, because we know that the Most High deals with the sun, the moon, the stars, as seasons and times and declaration of times through the moon, right? Which moon goes into month. So the moon technically dictates the particular seasons and times that we're in. Like right now, we're in what they call daytime, right? So technically the sun is in the sky and it operates on a circuit. And that's the dispensation of time here. So when the Most High kept the sun at a certain phase in the sky, we was literally within that second, because the Most High, he's the only one that can go back a day and do X, Y, and Z. But Esau can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it says here, in the sense of traveling back and forth through time, it says, as depicted in science fiction, while the concept of time travel is explored in scientific theories like Einstein's theory of relativity and some theoretical physics idea, there's no definitive proof or practical demonstration of it. Okay, so it's all a theory at the end of the day, all right? God kept the sun up. Yep, it says here. It says, in the story of Joshua, the Most High miraculously caused the sun and moon to stand still to enable the Israelites to continue that battle against the Amorites. So we was against the Amorites, okay? The Amorites, it says, Joshua prayed for the sun to stop its movement, and the Most High answered, allowing the Israelites to continue the victory. This event is described in the Bible as a long day which is in the book of Joshua, which I figured I got to go back and read this story. It's been a minute, but this is a dope story. But it says with the sun not setting for a full day. So technically we was stuck in a time lapse, man. Okay, even then when the Israelites, when we was in the wilderness and the Most High had Jake to go in circles for 40 years to kill off the wicked generation, it's like the Most High kept their ass in a time warp, man, because it was an 11-day trip, which took 40 years for us to enter the promised land because you had a bunch of wicked Jakes among us. You see, but nonetheless, it says there's a long day with the sun not setting for a full day, allowing the Israelites to complete their victory. It says this event is often interpreted as a literal miracle where the sun and moon physically stop their movement in the sky. Some scholars also interpret it as a symbolic representation of the Most High's power and control over the natural world, ensuring the Israelites' victories, and that's on point. You know what I'm saying? But if the sun and moon didn't move, then technically time stops because that's what dictates the time, right? All right, so I'm gonna play a couple of minutes of this video. I'll get a couple of precepts, man. That's a dope ass stuff. And we'll get a couple of precepts on it because this man is the devil, all right? And he has no, he's this dude, man. He said, he sent these bitches up to the moon. Well, he sent these hoes to outer space. He claims he sent them to outer space. I think it was like 4 or 5 days ago. You had some fucking black, you had Gail King, that crypt keeper, and you had some other black woman, and you had what's this bitch's name? Bezos. He sent a bunch of hoes up there, allegedly to space, and then all of a sudden they landed down in the desert some goddamn way. Like I don't believe that shit, man. Okay, everyone, and now they're talking about the astronauts because he sent them to space for 5 minutes. Like that don't even make sense because when you look at the footage, when they was getting on this so-called spacecraft, whatever you want to call it, and then all of a sudden when it took to take off, it looked like some CGI shit, and it was already being exposed as being a production. So it's just like y'all bitches ain't even, but y'all went in a craft and took some pictures and then cut, and then all of a sudden they CGI'd a rocket going to outer space, and all of a sudden now y'all astronauts, like get the hell out of here. Y'all ain't even leave this earth. You know what I'm saying? And Esau, he never made it to the moon because if he made it to the moon, he would have. I mean, the technology now is beyond. It's beyond. The technology today is on a whole nother level than what it was doing the Apollo missions, man, back in the '60s. So ain't no way in hell you go to the moon in 1968 or 09, whatever the fuck you claim you went up there, and all of a sudden you haven't been back. Nigga, you never made it to the moon, and you know you can't make it to the moon. For one thing, how you gonna land on a light, bruh? Something that gives its own heat in a tin can, and you know this. So it's all cap, man. It's just folly. He never made it up there. But anyway, so
on the record, by the way, that we possess the technology to manipulate.
And this guy Clayton right here, he's a double-minded clown. But I like listening to him because I mean, you know, they have some very interesting interviews and they have some amazing, some funny theories, and some of them be on point. But this dude is a clown because I mean he clearly double talks Trump. 1 minute he's for Trump. He's really all for Trump, but he's seeing that Trump is fucking up. So now he's kind of like hush. But he's a clown right along with his potato head ass wife. But anyway, it's still interesting to watch.
And space. In other words, time travel, teleportation technology, like the very same technology that was used to make MH370, Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, disappear.
Now, hold on real quick. Now, he's talking about teleportation right now. I mean, that may be within the realm of possibility because, I mean, they showed you that in that movie, not Back to the Future. It's a couple of movies they was using like wormholes. They can open up. They have technology to open up wormholes and they can travel and get to different places on the planet Earth. I mean, I believe that is a possibility because portals and Esau kind of understand ley lines. But also in that show, it's called Omni-Man, and Cecil, which was basically a government agent, he was able to open up like wormholes and fucking he'd be in your crib the whole time, you know. So that particular theory when it comes to time travel, as far as within this realm, opening up wormholes, I mean, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. I mean, I've heard stories of people literally walking and they ended up on the other side of the damn world somewhere. And because I know that there's portals on the planet Earth. I mean, the chariots come through, they come through, it's under the ocean, you know. In the water, the heavens, you know, and even then when the angel took Habakkuk by the hair, by the locks, and then he transported him, or he pretty much he took him through a portal, and he was already in Babylon to feed Daniel in the lion's den. So that's very possible. I don't take that out of the realm of possibility. But even then, being able to manipulate portals and to come from here to there within a couple of seconds or an hour, that's still wicked as all hell, because who the fuck gives you the authority to come up with that type of energy, you know? Even though we know it's the Most High that's giving it to him, but that's just sealing your demise, because you're playing the path of a god, man. And you're not a god, E. Okay, you're not no goddamn god, man.
In thin air, on camera. And by the way, the people that are like, oh, that video's been debunked. Shut up. No, it hasn't. In fact, it's been the opposite. It's been bunked. It's not been debunked. And the man who helped really uncover the story from the beginning is Ashton Forbes, one of our favorite guests here on the show. I call him a physicist because he is. Citizen journalist, and one of the most prolific individuals in this space, and just thrilled to have you on the show. Ashton, great to have you. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Thanks, Clayton. Feelings mutual. It's always fun to talk to you.
Blast. I hope we have fun here. I'm really looking forward to this. So this is the reason I wanted to have you on, is because of this bombshell. There's a couple of stories over the past couple of weeks that kind of came out. I want to play this first soundbite from General Quast. Now he worked in Colorado, training individuals, and he saw this technology basically, I think, on the desks of Air Force engineers in the United States Air Force. And it was basically admitting that we have these incredible technologies that allows us to teleport, transport in ways that you wouldn't blow your mind. So let me just play a few seconds of this. Watch this one.
Running your business can feel like a jungle, overwhelming and scary, but you just need the...
The technology is on the engineering benches today, but most Americans and most in Congress have not had time to really look deeply at what's going on here. But I've had the benefit of 33 years of studying and becoming friends with these engineers and these scientists. This technology can be built today with technology that is not developmental to deliver any human being from any place on planet Earth to any other place in less than an hour. To deliver Wi-Fi from space, where you never need a cell tower to connect. To deliver...
Yeah. And then this just happened over the past 48 hours. Trump White House official of science and technology, policy director Michael Kriatzos, said that we possess the technology that can manipulate time and space. Watch.
Our passenger plane.
And that's bullshit, man. Because if he can do that, then that means he'll add more time to his rulership. As I was just looking up here, it says, while teleportation is depicted in science fiction is impossible in its current form, quantum teleportation has been achieved in the realm of physics, specifically with information and subatomic particles. This involves transferring the state of quantum system like particles to another location, not the physical object itself, meaning that technically humans can't teleport, but allegedly to Esau, he's discovered the means of teleporting, which is probably a fucking lie too. But then again, I wouldn't doubt if the government had some type of device that can manipulate, like, because a lot of times, man, when you can manipulate light, a lot of times, like, because even with the military, I believe they got like these, in Metal Gear Solid, they call it stealth camouflage when they put these particular, and they have this particular cloaking device that bends light around the suspect or the person that's within this realm. Or the person that's within this stealth prototype. It's a certain light that can reflect off of it to make you appear invisible, even though you're technically not invisible. But they do have things that can make you appear invisible. You know, and like I said in Metal Gear Solid, it's called stealth camouflage, which basically it's light disguising and enfolding within itself. You know what I'm saying? So I do know the military do have shit like that. Cloaking devices, they call it a cloaking device. So some way, somehow he's able to manipulate light and shit, wicked inventions, man. You know, and it's all power on the left-hand side, because on the right-hand side, we're going to be able to do that because Yahweh Shai did it. Okay, even when they thought that they saw a spirit on the waters and it was Yahweh Shai, and then the boat transported to shore. It was like teleportation almost, man. So, hell yeah, man. But anyway, I got a quick precept real quick. Salakia for taking a while to bring it out. You know, Jake got to get the point across. So, this is 2nd Esdras 4, and I'm going to start at verses Let's start at verses 35. It says, Did not the souls also of the righteous ask question of these things in their chambers, saying, How long shall I hope in this fashion, when cometh the fruit of the floor of our reward? Right? Because we're looking for the kingdom. Okay, and we're hoping that this current time passes away, because the scriptures say this kingdom will pass away, but the words of the Heavenly Father will by no means pass away. And there will be a new heavens and a new earth, which is a new rulership. Because this heaven, this particular rulership is through. It's wicked, it's tainted, okay, it's evil, it's out of balance, and the whole system is totally flawed from the bottom to the top. It's all corruption. And it says, and to these things, Uriel, the archangel, gave them answer and say, even when the number of seeds is filling you, for he have weighed the world in the balance. Yeah, so when you weigh something in the balance, that's a just weight. So you got to have a certain amount of spirits and a certain amount of things that happens in this world before certain events can take place. And that's how the Lord measures prophecy, right? And it says here, by measure, he have measured the times. All right. And by number, he have numbered the times, and he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. So what the hell is he talking about? That he's figured out time and how to manipulate space and time. You can't do shit, man. All right. Nigga's a damn liar. And even if he do have some type of technology that's able to bend some type of reality, at the end of the day, is very limited. Okay. Like I said, this nigga can't even make it outside of Leo, which is lower Earth orbit. He can't even make it outside of the Earth's atmosphere completely. You know, now he's able to go up into, which is lower Earth orbit, but he's not going to the stratosphere and the thermosphere and all that other shit. You're not getting out of the Earth. You're not getting out of the Earth realm, bro. Okay, you're not getting through the Van Allen belts. You're not getting through the firmament, bro. The ozone layer of the atmosphere. You can't go up there. For one thing, you need an angelic or a heavenly body to even be able to cross into realms like that. So you're not getting up there in some fucking scuba diving suit and a tin can, bro. So once you knock it out, man, and the prophecy says you ain't make it up there. Because guess what? We're still here. So until we just somehow disintegrate and we all just drop dead, or every Israelite gives up the spirit, and all of a sudden we wake up in the spirit world, then we know that you fulfilled that mission. But until then, you didn't fulfill it. So you a fucking liar. And it says, by measure he hath measured the times, and by number he hath numbered the times, and he doth not move nor store them until the said measures be fulfilled, right? So that's how the Lord operates with prophecy. So you have to have a certain amount of things that take place so the Most High can move the scales of balance. That's how it works, man. All right? So this dude is the devil. He's a liar, and the spirit of the Lord is not dealing with him. But nonetheless, let him be delusional, because the Lord is going to destroy his ass real soon.
Trains are slower than they used to be. Our trains crawl compared to those in other parts of the world. Our cars do not fly. Advances have not stopped, but something has gone wrong.
And the reason why your society, for one thing, you don't even invest in your economy, bro. Like, you put the bare minimum into your fucking economy. Like, how the hell are you gonna literally be called the richest nation on the planet Earth, but your streets are trash? Okay, you're still using asphalt to pave streets, man. Like, what kind of monkey bullshit is this? Like, you literally have the worst infrastructure damn near in the world. Like, you have infrastructure that's damn near on par with a third world country, man. You've been better off keeping dirt roads, this shit, right? How the hell you gonna be a $1 trillion corporation and your infrastructure is terrible? I mean, your toilet stools are not properly mounted. Hell, your fucking parks, your roads, your infrastructure is falling apart. Man, China is shitting on you. China, see, unlike America, China literally takes money that the citizens pay in taxes, whatever they do, and they actually reinvest into their society. This is why they got bullet trains that go up to 270 miles an hour in China, and they're connecting cities. Here, you still get on a fucking L train with bums and piss on it, man. Like, the fuck out of here, bro. You behind, and then you really think that you're gonna threaten China in this trade war. China ain't worried about you, bro. The hell? You still got homeless people here. You ain't really got no fucking homeless people in China like that, man. And if they do, it's very few. That's how you know that this place is falling, bro. The infrastructure is trash. You still building up cheap fucking structures just to get a better dollar, because he puts all his money into the military industrial complex. That's what he do. Okay, his whole thing is war and conquering a sword. He puts all the money that our stupid ass is paying taxes, and he basically he puts it into the military, man. That proves that he's an Edomite. He's all about fucking war. China ain't doing that shit. They reinvest in their culture, man. You don't. This is why motherfuckers getting ready to overthrow your stupid ass, man. Fucking devil. Another precept, bro. This dude is a fucking clown. Man, we getting on Esau. The spirit is kind of shifting now. Cause I wouldn't even. Yeah. This spirit is kind of changed up on me. Let's go to the book of Job, 22nd chapter. This dude is a fucking clown, man. And you stupid Americans, and you sitting back letting this man butt fuck you, man. I mean, we all getting fucked to some degree, but the reason why we're in order is because we waiting on you stupid ass people to do something. We can't do anything because, for one thing, this is not our world. This is not our kingdom, so we just have to bear the shit. But this people, did the scriptures say that the world today is created for many and the world to come for few? So why in the fuck are you people ain't doing nothing, man? Hell. Niggas still paying a damn gas bill. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, this is the book of Job 22. And I'm going to start at verses... let's start at verses... Is it Job 21 or 22? Yep, matter of fact, Job 21. And let's start at verses 7. It says, wherefore do the wicked live and become old, yea, mighty in power, right? Because you look at the structure of how they set up this system, and then this system is catered to the rich. Like you got billionaires and corporations that's dictating the lives of poor people to the point there is no middle class, and they have to keep a certain amount of people working because only 1/3 of the people in this country is working, and that's what's holding this shit together. The 1/3 is literally keeping the poor, which the 1/3 is the poor people, but the people that's not really working, we're keeping them funded through these government programs, and also we're keeping the rich because our stupid asses continue to get up and go to work for a fucking corporation that don't give a shit about you, man. And that's just the real truth about it. And it says here, wherefore do the wicked live and become old, and yea, are mighty in power. It says, their seed is established in the sight of them, and their offspring before their eyes, and their houses are safe from fear. Neither is the rod of the Most High upon them, right? Because it seems that they've gotten away with they haven't gotten away with anything, but their judgment has been so prolonged to the point it's like, damn, is the Most High going to ever take this dude down? Okay, is he ever going to take this man down? Because it's like we getting it stuck to us, man. Hell, sometimes I don't even want to check. Sometimes I go weeks without checking my mailbox because I know it's some bullshit. And I'm like, I'm not finna check this fucking mailbox. And the minute I check it, there's some fucking bullshit in there. Oh, you have a summons to appear in court for a case back in 2013 regarding a red light ticket you ran. And all of a sudden I owe the motherfucker revenue 5 bands or some dumb shit like that. Like, nobody want to fucking see that shit, man. But that's the reality of what we go through here, is being in this wicked ass kingdom. It's like, you know what, fuck this. But it says here, their bull generate and fill it not, and their cow calveth and casteth not her calf. And they send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. And they take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. And they spend their days in wealth. And in the moment they go down to the grave. Yeah, because like I mentioned, it seems that these people have the best life here. They've slaved us. They've done all manners of evil to us. They've done, they totally destroyed the world to the point the trees don't even sprout properly. They're spraying chemicals in your heavens. They're putting chemicals in the freaking drinking water, in the food. I mean, you're sick all the time. It's like, when are these people going to get their just due, right? And it says here, and they say unto the Most High, depart from us, we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. But what is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? And going back into the point of this whole so-called time travel or this manipulating of time shit. Okay, they don't understand that it was the Most High that put it on their spirit to even come up or figure some type of semblance of time out. But yet they don't give glory to the Most High, because in Esau's mind, he's the one that came up with it. He did it. So it says here, lo, let that good is not in their hand, and the counsel of the wicked is far from me. But how oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft come their destruction upon them? It says, for the Most High distributes sorrows in his anger, and they are as stubby before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carried away. So eventually they are going to get their judgment. And the reason why it's being prolonged for the simple fact is because, hey, the Lord is going to destroy him without remedy. It's like when you let a RICO build up on somebody to the point when it's time to put them away, you're gonna put them away for good. Because if you caught him in the midst of him doing it, let's just say if you caught him, and you don't have all that evidence on him, you like, okay, you give him 40, 50 years, he'll get out, get his life back after you didn't wasted half his life, right? But in this case, the Most High is going to put this man down for good. So he's going to serve slavery and he's going to be put down. So he's going to jail with the death penalty. Just like he likes to do Jake, he'll let Jake through 30, 40 years in prison, then give him the needle. The Most High going to make your ass do a whole 1,000 years, and then he going to give your ass that needle. So you fucked either way it go, bruh. That's why he's crashing out. All right? Going back to the video. Then we'll end it in a minute. I didn't mean for it to be this long, but it's one of them topics,
Stagnation was a choice. We have weighed down our builders and innovators. The well-intentioned regulatory regime of the 1970s became an ever-tightening ratchet, first hampering America's ability to become a net energy exporter and then making it harder and harder to build. We seem to have lost focus and vision, to have lowered our sights and let systems and structures and bureaucracies muddle us along. But we are capable of so much more. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. They leave distance annihilated, cause things to grow and improve productivity.
So he's basically, and I love what you tweeted the other day. You pointed out basically he's admitting that we allowed our technology to sort of purposefully stagnate. Mm-hmm. That we almost like slowed it down on purpose, yet we have the ability to manipulate time and space. So first of all, when you heard his comments, what did you think?
Yeah, and the first thing I thought was, okay, let me see the context. And when you get the context, it's actually even crazier in the context. He's saying that we intentionally made a choice to hamstring our technology. And he's talking specifically about transportation technology. And then he says, we are capable of so much more. And when he says that we have the ability to manipulate time and space, he's talking about gravity manipulation. That's what manipulation of time and space literally is. And then after that, he kind of speaks to other things that also would speak to things like what plasma might do to make things grow, as well as just other applications for the same technology, potentially as well, like AI. He speaks to making things more productive.
Yeah, and a lot of it is manipulation. Like it says, we went from drones to time traveling, completely skipped over flying cars. Jetsons would be so disappointed. No cure for cancer. Yeah, Esau's the devil, man. You gotta take everything he say with a grain of salt. All right, so anyway, go to the book of Psalms 106 real quick. Psalms 106, and I'm going to start at verses 39. Even though this is talking about our people, but Esau, the wicked, it refers to his wicked ass too. So this is the book of Psalms 106 and 37, because Esau does the same shit, and this is technically, Jake learned that shit from the Hamites, and Esau learns it from them as well. But it says, yea, they sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto devils, and Esau, he does that too. It says, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and daughters, whom they sacrifice under the idols into Canaan, because a lot of the deities that Esau worship come out of the land of Canaan. He learned it from them Hamites, man. And that's who Jake learned it from. And it says, and their land was polluted by blood. It says, thus they were defiled with their own works and went a-whoring with their own inventions. And that's all that this is. Okay, it's a wicked, evil invention that Esau has conjured up, man. Well, he didn't conjure up. The Spirit of the Lord put it on him to bring his demise. But nonetheless, in his mindset, he's the one that figured this shit out. Which, that's that God complex that this devil has. All right, this is Psalm 17, and let's go to verses 11. As a matter of fact, let's start at verses 10. It says, they are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth, they speak proudly. You saw that devil up there. Oh, yeah, we've invented time, bang, 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 bang. All that other madness, right? Because he has no humility in him. As the scriptures say, that the spirit in him is not right. And it says they have compassed us in our steps. They have their eyes set. It says they have set their eyes bowing down to the earth, okay? Satellites. Like I've always mentioned that Esau's cameras is basically like his left-hand angels, because the scriptures say that the Most High eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Meaning the Lord's angels is watching the earth. They're watching everything that goes down there, making note. All right. And it's the same. So why Esau has cameras everywhere. Like he has something called scout. And that's a term in the military when they go out and they do reconnaissance missions, when they survey the land, they're scouting it out. Okay, so you have a highway camera called Scout, means that they can see up and down the highway and they can report wrecks or trafficking or whatever it may be. This is how they get information on people. Hell, lights at the stoplight, you know, cameras. When you go inside these newly built Amazon stores or Whole Food stores, they have the biometric scanning cameras. They can read who you are. They got your identity on you, and they're pulling a dossier on your ass. Okay, that's his left hand. That's the left hand angels, man. That's why it says they have compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. All right, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, as it were a young lion lurking in his secret places. But arise, O Yahweh, and disappoint him. Cast him down and deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And his technology is part of his sword. His deception, his lies, his manipulation. It's all part of the sword, man. All right. Ecclesiastes 7, and I'm going to start at verses 29. And it reads here, Lo, this have I only found, that the Most High have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Okay, inventions. When you go into the word invention, let's get the definition of inventions, which goes into hasaban, which means a device, an invention. Okay, now when you go into the Tower of Babel, when the Most High said at this point, he wouldn't withhold, he wouldn't refrain. Men are roughly paraphrasing. He said it was nothing he would withhold. I'm gonna just pull it because I'm quoting it all jacked up. Because when they built the tower into heaven, universal language, Babel confusion. Let's start at verses 5, because it's all that this is the left-hand tower. It's just the Tower of Babel all over again. It's just what it is. He's building that left. He's building a tower. He's trying to conquer the heavens through this New World Order shit, and that's all that this is about. So this is the book of Genesis 11, and I'm going to start at verses 4, and it says, they said, go to and let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach into heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth, man. All right, and Esau, this is all about this New World Order. This is one of the first concepts of the New World Order, and I'm sure that many others did it after this as well, because when you go into the book of Maccabees, Antiochus did it too. Okay, because every particular empire always had a concept of a one world order, and it's no different today. And it reads, and it says, and the Lord came down to see the city and the tower with the children of men build it. And Yahweh said, behold, the people is one, and they all have one language. And this began to do. Now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Okay, and going back to this technology, hey, the Lord is, look here, go do it. Try it if you may. And it's all come together because, you know, like the New World Order is all about the New World Order. But the Lord is going to confuse it, just like he did it in the ancient world. And it says, and go, let us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. You know, and even in modern day, that's all this modern infighting, and they're trying to figure this out on one spectrum and figure that out. It's mainly fighting among the elites now. And they kind of showed you that in that TV show, The Game of Thrones. And it was basically the families trying to dictate a hierarchy on what rule was going to be what. So this is what we're seeing among the elites, and this is why they're so divided here. All right. Second address 8 and 27. Let's get that precept real quick, and we're gonna go through it quick, and we'll end it. I've kind of been on this a little bit already, and you know Jake's attention span is very short. So, but this is the book of second address 8 and 27. It says, regard not the wicked adventures of the heathen, but desire those that keep the testimonies and the afflictions. All right. So yeah, it says, regard not the wicked adventures of the heathen. So, hey, the Lord is going to answer these devils, man, sooner than later, because it's at the point, it's just too much. Okay, it's too much. This man wants to put artificial cattle on the planet Earth and lab-grown meats, which we're already eating that stuff, all because he's talking about cows fart too much. Like, that's part of the human. That's part of anything living to pass gas through the digestive tract, man, to eliminate whatever toxins. That's part of the natural cycle of living. Every living creature on this planet Earth passes some type of gas. So what, you gonna do away with humans? Shit, humans fart more than fucking animals, man. You know, cats and dogs, they poop. You know what I'm saying? Shit, our dog, that motherfucker, he stayed passing gas in his sleep. Same thing with the cats we had. They, you know. So, anyway, second Ezra 4, and I'm gonna start at verses let's start at verses 20. It says, "Then he answered me and said, Thou hast given the right judgment, but why dost thou?" It says, "Why judgest thou not thyself also?" Okay, and it says, "For like as the ground is given into wood, and the seas to its floods, even so they that dwell upon the earth may understand nothing but that which is upon the earth. And he that dwelleth above the heavens may only understand the things that are above the height of the heavens." Right. So he don't understand what goes on up there. He doesn't understand time travel or time manipulation, man. Okay, he doesn't understand how that works because he's not of the spirit. Yeah, he may have a Hubble telescope and he can look out into the galaxies and see things out there. But overall, he don't understand how these things work. So he's not putting rover on Mars. Okay, he's not sending anything to Jupiter. And and that's not even what the Most High called it. Those planets are named after Greek and Roman gods, man. Venus, Uranus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto. The Most High didn't name his worlds that shit, man. That's what Esau named it. All right. Second Esdras 13, and I'm gonna start at 37, and we'll end it. And it reads here. It says, "And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, yeah, for which their wicked life are fallen into tempests, and shall lay hold before them their evil thoughts, and their torments wherewith they should begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he should destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto me." Okay, so the Most High is going to destroy these devils, point blank, period. Wicked inventions, man. You're trying to manipulate time and space. That ain't for you to do that, bruh. All right, second Esdras 15 and 47, because it's going into you Moabites as well. It says, "One be unto thee, thou wretched, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. And thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and adventures. Therefore, thus says the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death." So ultimately, there's a judgment at the end of all this. 2 Thessalonians 2. No, I think it's 1 Thessalonians. I always get 1 and 2 mixed up. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, 2 Thessalonians 2. And I'm going to start at verses 3. And it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day should not come, except that come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition," that's Esau, "whosoever exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or all that is worshipped, so that he is as a power sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is a God." Okay, like when you go here to Ezekiel 28, I believe, and it goes into 28 and 2. It says, "Thus says the son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus because the Lord Yahweh, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power, and I sit in the seat of Yahweh, or seat in the Most High, or the power in the midst of the seas." And Esau is in this position now. It says, "Yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thy heart as the heart of the God." Okay, "But behold, thou art wiser than Daniel, and there is no secret that they can hide from thee. But with thy wisdom and with thy understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasure. And by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, that maritime ship, hast thou increased riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches," man. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to end it giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you will edify to the next